Welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be discussing on intensity techniques and do they actually work. We'll start off with the drop sets and pre-exhausting. What are they, these two modalities? Well, drop sets are when you do a straight set and then you finish that set, and once you finish that set you drop the weight by 20% of your previous weight. You will repeat this 2 to 4 times with minimal rest in between all of them. The purpose of this sequence is to add volume quickly and maximize intensity. And you will count the volume as fractional sets. For every set that you drop, you will count it as half a set. So if you did three, you did the first one was a full set, then you did half and you did half. So in total you did 2 sets. When it comes to pre-exhaustion, you will fatigue a muscle by doing an isolation exercise for that particular muscle, and then you will follow it up with a compound lift. For example, you will do a leg extension to isolate the quads, and then you will do a leg press as a compound lift. The purpose of this is to shift emphasis to the fatiguing muscle during the compound movement and making the limiting factor on that particular muscle that you did first. A study overview in 2024 was that they investigated difference in hypertrophy and strength between the traditional training, drop sets, and pre-exhaust. The design of the study was a 6-week study with matched training volume across all groups. Exercises like leg press as a compound and the leg extension as an isolation. Outcomes measured were maximal strength, muscular endurance, muscle thickness, perceived exertion, and muscle inflammation. The study of the results were that there were similar gains across all the groups, increase in strength, endurance, and muscle thickness. No significant difference between traditional drop sets and pre-exhaust group. The unique observation was that the drop set, the pre-exhaust group, and the pre-exhaust group, higher perceived exertion and muscle soreness, greater fatigue and recovery demand. There was then a meta-analysis supporting the evidence of what we said on the last slide. The drop set no advantage of hypertrophy or strength when volume was equated for and matched. The potential time saving method similar results in half the time. So there was more chance that you can grow. There was the same growth but in less time. The pre-exhaust method, there was no significant change in hypertrophy or benefits over the traditional sets. The key insights were that may increase training volume but reduce performance in compound lifts due to localized fatigue. So a muscle, you will increase the volume of that particular volume for that particular muscle, but you may hinder your performance on compound lifts because of the fatigue that has imposed in it. Practical applications for these studies. When doing traditional sets, reliable for steady long-term gains, so they are reliable for you and you will grow for sure with them. Lower risk of injury and easier to recover on. A drop set is ideal for time efficient, so somebody who's on the go will benefit from using drop sets. Perform a set to failure, then reduce the load by 20 for 2 to 4 times back of sets. So just do a set, then reduce the load, and continue doing the other set. Rest for minimum time between the drop sets. Don't rest for 1 minute to 2 minutes because those will be drop sets, those will be traditional sets with lower weight. Pre-exhausting target legging muscle groups. So to use pre-exhaust, a good method is to target a legging muscle or to add variety. Perform isolation before compound lifts, example leg extension for the leg press, and use lighter loads for compound lifts while staying at a low rep range. Takeaway message for you guys, and what I want you to take home with you is that There is no advantages when coming to hypertrophy and strength when using these different modalities that we have spoken of. So if you're doing traditional sets, you do traditional sets, drop sets, and pre-exhaustion. All of them, if volume is matched, will grow you the same. When it comes to recovery, doing drop sets and pre-exhaustion will delay recovery. So if you are somebody who does not recover well, does not recover fast enough, opting for traditional normal sets is what would work for you. As for time efficiency, somebody who wants to be out in the gym and does like 1 hour 30 minutes of training, drop sets is the way to go. And pre-exhaustion as well helps with that. When it comes to pre-exhaustion, target specific muscles and adds variety, so those which are lacking muscle groups, you can use pre-exhaustion. And the main takeaway is that training volume, if it is meshed, it is the one that will grow you. Proximity to failure, always within 3 reps at least of RR. And recovery, and not necessarily these methods. These methods are not important. What you use, only if you do those three, you will grow. That is all for today. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.